was popping, was popping, was popping. After an excellent night of boxing, where we saw Shakur Stevenson, we saw Emmanuel Navarrete, we saw Robson Conceição, we saw Edwin de los Santos. I mean, great night of boxing. I can't even complain. I cannot even complain. Let's talk about the co-main event. Okay, the co-main event. I think that was the highlight of the night because the co-main event. I think it was a rum. I know it was a rumble. It was a hell of a fight. It was a hell of a fight, man. I mean, Robson Conceição and Emmanuel Navarrete. I mean, them two boys was rumbling. I mean, that was a hell of a fight, man. I mean, Robson Conceição proved all of his doubters wrong. I mean, prior to the fight, they was all saying that he had much of a chance against a hard-hitting guy like a Navarrete. The commentators kept on saying this is his last chance, his last chance. He's 35 years old. He's on his way out. Heavy-handed, Navarrete, heavy-handed. I mean, once again, poor commentating. But still, the fight was on. Let me say this. Personally, I didn't give many rounds to Navarrete. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I mean, in the fourth round, he got a 10-8, and in the seventh round, he got a 10-8. I may have given him maybe two other rounds outside of those two rounds, and the rest of the rounds I gave it to Robson Conceição, excuse me. I'm going to tell you straight up, Robson Conceição, edge just went out, man. I think he won. I mean, he was just letting his hands go. He was more of the consistent fighter that was just letting his hands go. Emmanuel Navarrete, for some reason, he couldn't really plant his feet and land on Conceição like he wanted to. Whenever he did, believe me, he had great results, like in the fourth and the seventh, by dropping him with a body shot and I think a short right. So he has small success, small little spurts of success. But as far as coming in there, laying the hammer down, like everyone thought he was going to do, that didn't happen like that. Conceição was kind of an awkward fighter, and he didn't allow Navarrete to land on him like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Conceição was beating Navarrete to the punch, man. He was more of the consistent fighter. I mean, CompuBox, if you look at CompuBox, he landed more of the shots, man. He landed, me personally, what I saw, more of the cleaner shots. He was letting his hands go. And, even though he got dropped twice in that fight, I still think he did enough to edge it out. Even in the championship rounds, I think he did enough to edge it out. I'm not going to give rounds to Navarrete because he turns it up the last 10 seconds of the fight. Nah, that's not enough to win a fight. I mean, I'm talking about letting your hands go, being consistent, not just stalking a man and at the same time this man laying hands on you. No, I mean, it was an all-out war. And I'm going to be honest with you, Robson Conceição, he did his thing. And he won me, man. He won me tonight. I take my hat off to him. I think that he was cheated out of a belt tonight because I think he did enough to win. He definitely done enough to win. I mean, he just kept a fucking jab in Navarrete's face and just keeping Navarrete, just thinking. Kept him thinking. Navarrete couldn't get it going. Couldn't get it going all night, man. Another bad night at the job for Navarrete, who just, I'm going to tell you something, man. A fighter who just takes punishment like that and comes through, tries to walk his way through a guy's punches, man, he's going to have a short career. He's going to have a short career. But regardless of that situation, I know they wanted Navarrete to win because they were trying to pair Navarrete up with Shakur Stevenson, and that shit just it didn't work out like they wanted because it was the bad showing for Navarrete. Conceição, like I said, he was the guy that looked real good tonight, man. I mean, he proved all his doubters wrong, man. I mean, he was landing on Navarrete, but he couldn't hurt Navarrete. He couldn't hurt him. I'll say that. Once Navarrete felt his power, you know, he was trying to walk him down, but it just wouldn't. By Robson being a awkward fighter, he couldn't come in and do what he wanted to do. But like I said, I think the judges got it wrong by making it a draw fight. They just didn't want to give it to Conceição, man. But that definitely wasn't a draw, man. I think Conceição edged it. You just can't give a guy a fight because he dropped the other guy twice. I mean, nah, bro. Conceição did enough to win that fight, bro. Out of a 12-round, battle, if you cut them all up, man, you see that 114, 111, you see that definitely Conceição probably pulled this one off. As far as the main event, let me say this. Everybody wants to see Shakur Stevenson versus Tank. What you see tonight is basically what you will see from Shakur before the guy like a Tank did. Because boxer tries to evade a puncher's power. And that's what he did all night. I mean, he worked the entire ring, fought off the back foot. He was jabbing De Los Santos all night. De Los Santos just couldn't set. He didn't roughhouse Shakur like he was supposed to. He looked like he was trying to just find his rhythm, and he just couldn't find his rhythm all night. And Shakur was just doing him. For some reason, Shakur, like I said, looked like he was fighting hurt. Didn't let that left hand go as much, and kind of said something that alluded to that he had a hand injury, And if I had to guess it, if I had to say it, I would say Shakur beat this guy. He beat De Los Santos with one hand. I mean, outstanding freaking jab that stayed in De Los Santos' face, kept De Los Santos just thinking and just being very, just being kind of confused and just being upset because he just couldn't, land on Shakur Stevenson like he wanted to. I mean, the fight last night, I mean, some people call it boring. I didn't call it boring. The fight game is to hit and not get hit. And Shakur Stevenson, if you don't know, he is the master class boxer, and that's what he does. I mean, he was able to use the entire ring. He was able to land on De Los Santos. De Los Santos looked like he was kind of upset. He was confused. He was just, trying to figure out how can I touch this guy. This guy was very elusive. 1 minute he's right here, next minute he's over there. De Los Santos should have cut the ring off. He didn't do that shit well at all. And he just couldn't land flush on Shakur. I mean, this shit lasted all 12 rounds. I mean, I really couldn't give many rounds to De Los Santos at all because he didn't do much. He didn't do anything that we expected him to do in order to win this fight from Shakur. Shakur is a new WBC lightweight champion, junior lightweight champion, bro. So here we go, man. Another belt holder in the 135 division. So that's going to bring him more fights. If he has a belt, anybody want that belt, you got to go through him to get it. But like I said, it was still a good fight to me. I enjoyed the fight. I had no complaints on the fight. Like I said, just to see these guys rumble and just watching De Los Santos, just how confused he was and upset, and just not being able to land in the manner that he wanted to land. and he was just swinging for the fences and just couldn't land anything on Shakur. I mean, it's the art of boxing, man. And like I said, it was awesome night tonight. I mean, I really did enjoy it. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber. This is what we do, man. I mean, this post-fight reaction on Shakur de los Santos, man. I expected to see more from both guys. But, I get it. Shakur wasn't going to sit there and trade with him, because of his heavy punching, his heavy hands. But outside of that, it was a great fight, bro. I mean, I enjoyed both, but the main event I enjoyed more. The main event I gotta agree I enjoyed more. But as far as Shakur and De Los Santos, I mean, great win for Shakur. There's a lot of fights out there for him now. 135, now he got a belt. De Los Santos, then go back to the drawing board, my brother. I think you can do it. I think that he is a force to deal with in the 135 division. It's just tonight wasn't his night. Tonight wasn't his night. It's just what it is now. Like I said, Shakur Stevenson did enough to pull this one out. I think by a unanimous decision. And outside of that, man, I really did enjoy the fight. So Shakur Stevenson now the new 135-pound WBC champion. Conceição did enough to beat Navarrete, but like I said, the judges stole that win from him and made it a draw. So I doubt if Navarrete is going to fight him again. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't suggest. But outside of that, man, I mean, it was a great night of boxing, though. Shakur Stevenson, like I said, he had a bad showing tonight, regardless of what the circumstances may have been. So you may see some people, after you have a bad showing, that's when everybody's going to call you out. Everybody want a piece of you. That just comes with the territory. You know that already. The first person to say something, though, is Devin Haney. Devin Haney said, I should have offered this bum 10%. I was being generous because he offered him 25%. Remember that? So he said maybe he should have offered this dude, offer Shakur 10%, opposed to offering him, 25%. He said, Devin Haney said, stop that scared narrative. Nobody was ever scared of that bum. Wow. He wanted clout. That's all he used my name for. Speaking of Shakur. Okay. Shit. Shots fired, man. EDG said Tank should fight Shakur next. There ain't nothing in either of their way. I agree. But just remember, don't expect for Shakur Stevenson to engage with a guy with power. You've seen that tonight. That he did not engage as much. He just used his feet and used the entire ring to evade the power puncher. So just know that Tank versus Shakur may look similar to this. That's my opinion on that. So that's something that you got to think about. It's going to take Tank to cut that ring off and make it an engaging fight. That's just what's happening. But outside of that, man, Devin Haney sitting there, man, trolling this man. Devin know he's not going back to 135. That's a wrap on that. So you're going to see a lot of people that's going to talk shit about Shakur because he had a bad showing at the job tonight. But at the end of the day, if you look at him, you could tell he had a hand injury. But I got no excuses for another man. If he's not claiming what he's wrong with him, I'm not going to claim it for him. That's his job to claim his injuries and shit. But good shit, EG. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, my brother. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed. But I think right now, man, I mean, Shakur is in place right now to where he could fight anyone. Basically, by him having that belt, it's going to be a lot. Think about it. He got the belt, and he had a bad showing tonight. So you may see some people calling him out, and that's what you want. That's how you get the fights. It's almost like you got to have a bad performance on the job in order for somebody to call you out. Before that, nobody wants a piece of that, But hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. But let me go back on that co-main, because that co-main, like I said, to me, was the highlight of the night. That was a hell of a war. I mean, it was a hell of a fight. Navarrete did not produce like we expected him to produce. I don't know what's going on with him, but he didn't do, we expected him to just take a couple of rounds to figure the fighter out and then just come back in the third, fourth round and just start landing some heavy shots. It looked like he was going to do that because, like I said, in the second and fourth round, he was able to capitalize and drop him with that short hook. But after that, man, I mean, the following round, Conceição put hands on that boy. Even after he dropped Conceição in the seventh, in the eighth round, Conceição put hands on that boy. So Conceição, man, Conceição did what he was supposed to do. He was able to recover both times that he was dropped. I've seen a couple of times where he was, kind of, tired and injured, but he was able to hold, he was able to clinch and wait until the referee got involved. But outside of that, man, it was a great fight. I mean, that was the highlight of my night, like real talk. But yeah, man, I mean, for the main event, I don't think that it went as everybody wanted it to go. We wanted to see someone hit the canvas. No one hit the canvas, unfortunately. Nobody hit the canvas, though. But it was, like I said, man, it wasn't quite a boring fight. But I'll tell you this here. Those commentators, bro, they something else. That's all I'm going to say. They something else. Sometimes they see shit that nobody else see, That's just what it is, though. But with that being said, man, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And, I mean, it is what it is at this point. All these guys got to fight each other. That's just the bottom line. All the bullshit, Shakur did what he had to do. He's not a champion. So now we're going to have to see what happens next. That's just what's up. We're going to have to see what's up. But it was a great fight, bro. Lord. Devin Haney and Regis next, man. Devin Haney and Regis is next. So that's just what it is, bro. 2023 is going to end up with 2023, great year. Great year to see your boxing fan. Great year. Definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, and follow my channel. It's all good over here. With that being said, man, BNboxingNews. Peace, and we out of here.